Tell me why I feel like I'm looking like Geppetto's assistant in this outfit. Hey friends, it's Vicky. Welcome back. Yes, I have officially autumn-fied my home, even though it is only August, but I promise you that I have a really good explanation for it, aside from the fact that I am your most basic autumn-loving girl. But we'll get to that in another video. In today's video, I want to talk to you guys about one of my most favorite thrift stores here in LA, and it just so happens to be the largest thrift store in LA as well, and that is St. Vincent De Paul's thrift store in Los Angeles near the Lincoln Heights area. I have been shopping at this thrift store for years, since I was a teeny beeny weeny little baby. My grandparents and my mom have been shopping there before I was even born. I think this location has been there for quite a few decades now. I don't know exactly when it opened, but it's an awesome location and it is huge. So like I said, I've been shopping there like my entire life. I stopped for a few years, and now that I've been getting more into the vintage and thrifted fashion, I have been going a lot. And so I wanted to share with you guys an overview of what this location is, how the place works, and give you my best practices and tips for how to shop there if you ever happen to visit the location, which if you have not, you definitely should. When I say this location is big, I am not kidding. The St. Vincent De Paul location says they are the biggest thrift store in LA. I believe that at some point it said the biggest thrift store in the US, maybe even the world. I don't want to lie though, and they probably changed that due to legal reasons or something. And they sell everything. I mean, like most thrift stores, they have a variety of things, but this store sells everything from clothing, women's and men's. They have a healthy men's section, which a lot of places don't tend to have when it comes to thrift stores. They sell jewelry, shoes, appliances like refrigerators and washing machines, furniture, beds, home goods, and yes, even cars. They sell cars too. This place just really has it all, and some people call it the Costco of thrift stores, and it really is. This location specifically, and I'll put the address and their details down below, is open 7 days a week, so Monday through Sunday. And it is just so healthy and has such a big variety of things because also it's located like near the center of LA, so a lot of people go and donate there, which means a lot of good goodies for you. Oh, and I do have to say, excuse my face, and if I don't look like the happiest during this footage that I'm walking you through, but I had food poisoning this day and I was not feeling great. So if I'm making some really wonky faces, you know why. So how do things work here? Like most thrift stores, they have different colored tags which go on sale for different percent or prices during different weeks. So the colors that this location has, and I need to look at my notes for reference because I don't remember things off the top of my head, are red, yellow, green, blue, and white. And so they rotate these colors every week, and they have 3 different colors that go on sale. So it goes from 25% being the lowest, and then 50, and then the cheapest is $1.20. And so they'll bump in the new color at the beginning of each week, making the new color 25, and then the next color will go down to 50, and then the next one $1.20. And unlike a lot of locations, I don't know if you've experienced this, but sometimes in a lot of thrift stores, the color of the week, which is like the cheapest color, tends to completely be gone the day that it goes on sale. Like if you get there later in the day, all the good stuff with the cheapest color or the deal of the day is just not there anymore. But because this location has so many things, you get some really good stuff throughout the week. And I mean, that's not to say that you may not find great things if you go later in the week, but for the most part, they have just so many things and everything goes on sale, minus I believe beds and bedding things, but everything from furniture to clothing to home goods goes on sale. So you can score yourself, for example, a table for $1.20 if its color happens to be on sale. So this St. Vincent De Paul's thrift store switches their colors on Mondays. And I'm giving you these details because I used to think that all St. Vincent De Paul's work the same way. They had like the same system of tags and discounts and whatnot, but I visited other ones like in other states and in other parts of LA, and it does not work the same way. And I've actually gone to some that don't really have as great deals as this one. So just want to put this out there to be as helpful as possible in case you didn't know. So yeah, they switch their tags every Monday. So the best day for you to really go is early in the week. And if you can, go early Monday morning to go into the specific section where they have the $1.20 rack. If you're looking for clothing, of course, specifically, where they have everything that is that color of $1.20 all within one section. They make it really easy for you to find. And some things may still be sprinkled in the rest of the clothing section, which is enormous. I am not even kidding you guys. There's just aisles and aisles and aisles of clothing. It can be overwhelming. But if you can go Monday morning or earlier in that week to get yourself, score yourself some good things for only $1.20, do it, absolutely do it. And of course, they'll also have other things that are 50% off or 25% off. The $1.20 is the best deal that you're gonna get, but sometimes, like specifically for knickknacks or home things, there are things, for example, that are like $1 or under $1. It might even be better for you to buy it when it's 50% off, because then you could get it for like 50 cents, if that makes sense. I hope I'm not confusing you. So sometimes the color that is $1.20 is not always necessarily the best deal. Sometimes the 50% off, especially if that item is under $1.20, might be even better for you. But that usually just applies to like other things that are not clothes. I've never really seen a clothing item that is under $1.20. Now the deals can be really, really great, but you do have to be a really smart shopper because things there can get really, really expensive. So as you probably know, thrifting is becoming a trend, and the thrift stores know this. They know that there's a high demand for a lot of vintage things and like things that probably are from other decades, like 90s, 80s, and so on. So they're catching on to it. So sometimes I will find dresses there, which to me personally doesn't really make sense and seem fair since these things are getting donated. But I mean, I guess if they know their audience and they know that people are gonna buy this, they'll do it. But I've seen dresses, for example, like $60, which mind you are really good dresses, but I would never pay that at a thrift store for it. So I would just wait till it went down to like 50% off. And if you can happen to find it on the day that it's $1.20, if they still have it, you can do that too. But I rarely have ever buy anything there that is full price because things can get ridiculously expensive to sometimes. And this location does have an eye for things that are vintage. So they look at true vintage tags and they can recognize, I think they've been trained like to recognize things that are true vintage, like 40s, 50s, and so on. Like one time I got really, really lucky. You may have seen it in one of my thrift hauls where I found this 1950s authentic jacket and it happened to be $1.20. I guess nobody noticed it, and the lady that was checking me out was like, wow, like this must be a mistake and this is a really good deal. I feel like she might have even been accusing me of changing the color tag, but she's like, this should not be that cheap. The ladies may have made a mistake or something, which I'm like, well, whatever. But I hope that doesn't make them sound rude. For the most part, the employees at this location are really nice. But yeah, so they know their things, and true vintage things can get really expensive. And also true vintage things can be really, really hard to find here as well because there's a lot of competition. There are a lot of people that are going here looking for true vintage things. There's a lot of people, hipsters, vintage enthusiasts, and people of all walks of life that shop here. And a lot of people go here and buy stuff to sell. So like I was saying, Monday is a day where they put all the fresh new tags and fresh clothes, and people are there at the door, because I've done this on Monday morning, waiting for the place to open at 9:30 a.m. to go buy things. And these people, most of them are going to buy these things for like $1.20 or 50% off to resell them. So it can get very competitive and very, very, what's the word? Scary. Like there are quite a few ladies that are regulars and are experts and are just like boom, 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 and just grabbing everything that is $1.20, specifically the dresses. They're very high demand. So it can be hard to find true vintage. And if you're going on Monday mornings, right when they open, which is the best time because it's when they have everything that's the cheapest, like readily available and in abundance. But yeah, get ready to fight some older ladies who do this for a living. Earlier in the week, like I was saying, is best to go, but there are also weekends where there are exceptions, like holiday weekends like 4th of July, Memorial Day, Labor Day, where they have some excellent sales like Friday or Thursday through Sunday, where they have things that are, it's like a certain type of clothing item, like dresses, for example, are all 50% off regardless of the color tag, or buy one get one free, also for appliances and whatnot. So holiday sales here can also be really, really good. But even if there are not a lot of true vintage things, they still have a great variety of clothes, a lot of modern clothes, or like stuff that's not that old that you can pass off as vintage. This is the primary location where I buy everything that I wear. I go to a couple of other stores, but this one is my absolute favorite because of the variety and the things they have. And the clothes that I buy here, even if it's modern, I still find a way to style it in a vintage way. Like these things that I'm wearing. None of these items are vintage, but I use them to style them like that. This is also a really good location to look for furniture, not just because they have a wide selection, but they actually have a partnership with a few department stores. I know Macy's is one of them, where they get brand new, brand spanking new furniture pieces with the tags on them from these stores. So you can find not only used furniture, but also brand new furniture that looks really, really nice. If you come here, be ready to make a day, maybe not necessarily a day out of it, but at least a couple of hours. I can easily spend 2 to 3 hours here. Come hydrated, bring some water, and bring some comfy shoes because the place is huge. It has a bunch of different sections. It has its clothing section, which is just a whole kind of warehouse, and then it has its appliances section, it has its furniture, and so on. Really just come ready to walk because it's just rooms and rooms of things. Bring a bag because you're in LA and they charge for bags, and also you just want to be eco-friendly and, you know, bring your own reusable bag. Oh, and another important thing to note is that this place can get really, really hot, especially during the summer months or warm weather, which you're probably like, why do I need to know that? But just know it, especially if you're going to be spending a while here, so you make sure you bring your water. They do have AC, but because they have tin roofs, which are really, really high up, they just get really hot really fast, and I've been in there like sweating up a storm, wishing I had my bottle of water sometimes. So yeah, just keep that in mind. I mean, they do have like these huge fans located throughout, which you can stand in front of and like cool yourself off for a while. But one just important thing to know, and on weekends, I believe primarily, they have a fruit and hot dog man who stands outside in case you need refreshments, and they also have restrooms. Probably sounds dumb that I tell you, but not all thrift store locations have restrooms, but they do. And if you're in an emergency and you're gonna be there for a few hours, that's really good for you to know. Like me on that day that I had food poisoning. I may or may not have walked accidentally into the men's restroom. Weekends can get particularly busy too, like really, really busy. There's a lot of people shopping there early Sundays and Saturdays. My favorite time to shop, like I was saying, is earlier in the week. So either Mondays or like Friday afternoons after work, or any weekday after work, really, it's the best. It's a very, very popular location, especially like I said, more people are into thrifted and reusable fashion. So that is all that I have for today. Hopefully I didn't ramble too fast. I'm just trying to give you guys as much information without keeping you here forever. If you have any questions, let me know down below, but definitely check them out if you are ever in LA or if you live in the area. They are awesome, and it's just a really fun store to go to. You can find so many treasures for yourself, your home, and whatnot. If you found this video helpful and you liked it, like this video and subscribe for more videos like this one. If you feel like it, I would love to have you back on here. Send you a really big virtual hug wherever it is that you are, and I'll see you next time. Bye.